Good morning in America. It's time for another garden stroll. There's Turner. Say hi, Turner. You can see the iris are on their last legs. Down the berm, lavender is all just starting to open. Now it's time for roses. And we know it's summer when our catalpa tree blooms. Our giant, probably 80-year-old, roughly, catalpa tree. Roses are coming out. This little floribunda bush is kaleidoscope. Salvias with a few of the last purple iris. This variety of lavender that's on our front walk blooms a little bit earlier than the stuff out on the street. So it's just about fully open now. Daylilies will soon be up. We'll come in and have a nice close look at the catalpa blossoms. They're very beautifully scented and very tropical looking. It's a great tree, with the exception that every one of those flowers is going to turn into these bean pods. Those are the ones, the last of the ones hanging on from last year. Got the tomato patch in the front yard this year. We have 23 tomato plants in all. Here's Channy. Say hi. We're trying a new thing on our apples. We're gift wrapping them for our own pleasure. No chemicals. We're going to try this. It's a new thing. Just keep the bugs off them. Coddling moths with these little organza bags. Yellow rose is done. Got the pots out along the front porch, planted, ready for the summer. Those will get trailing clear down to the ground by the end of summer. We took out a tree here, and this old cherry is dying, so we cut out all the dead wood. This used to be a pretty shady garden, and now gets direct morning sun. The hostas are not happy with that. We're gonna have to get something growing here. Some Asiatic lilies happening here. Even the Siberian iris are just about done. Got piles of coneflower that will soon start blooming. It hasn't yet. This is all coneflower lining the edge. They just reseed around pretty freely, but not too aggressively. Zebra grass. We split up a big pile a few years ago, and they didn't really do very well, but now they're looking good. Those will probably get about 5 feet tall this summer. Bronze fennel. Buddha wishes you peace. This is a mullein that volunteered in our yard, and I've started spreading the seeds around because it's a much more constrained and well-behaved mullein than our native one. Backyard is into the summer blues. We just moved our bird feeding station that used to live back under that tree back there in the dark, and it's been overtaken, and we decided to move it out here by the new pond. Most of the little plants, you can see some of them are still sitting in pots because I was still debating how I was going to plant the edges, and some of them did not survive the winter. But rush certainly did. The green in the middle of the waterfall there is watercress. There was a bunch of watercress up in the top of this filter, but it's not really doing anything. The watercress in the stream looks happy and will start growing now that summer is here. I'm getting the edges planted now. The fish are happy. Whenever they see me, they're hoping for more food. Lovely water lilies. Water lilies are beautiful. This is the second round. We've probably already had probably 8 that bloomed and sunk and died, and this is the second burst. I'll continue a few throughout the summer, but they do a big burst in this early cut. Plants and some of the little water iris are blooming. They didn't like getting split out of the old filter, so this whole area is still getting established. This rose is called Bonica. It does a big, giant bloom. And we'll deadhead those, and it blooms a couple more times through the summer, smaller bursts. These are some of the last of the iris. These are later bloomers than the one out front. That's Aztec Treasure, the gold one. And Honey Mocha. This is the same Bonica rose. All the beauty bushes are done. 1 or 2 blossoms left on that one, and that's it. Summer blooms are starting to come up. The mullein. A couple beautiful roses here. There's that's Perfume Delight. This purplier one is Spellcaster. They're both amazingly fragrant. Let's go in for a smell. This is kind of a thug of a plant. Gets out of control and really tall and flops. So I'm trying clipping it, making it branch out this year. See if it'll be more well behaved that way. So all kinds of more coneflower and butterfly bushes. Things getting ready to bloom, but kind of in a lull right now. The raspberry patch is vibrant. See the developing berries there. Those ones right there are 8 feet tall. I'm in the midst of digging out a bunch of, most all of that is wild arugula that is freely seeded throughout my veggie garden, and we eat a lot of it, and I also feed the chickens a lot of it, and I also compost a lot of it. It's been a bit of a weird spring here, very cold at certain times, and then into blazing hot. There I'm shading that's some kale that doesn't like going to 95 degrees from 60. Those are pepper plants. New Mexico green chili style, that just shading them to get established. This all is wild arugula too. Bees are happy. Got a new queen in the small one that the beekeeper killed the queen because they were kind of mean bees in that right hand one. So we got rid of that queen and replaced it with another one, and they're now all new bees that have been raised, and they're much mellower. Yesterday I pruned the grapes. That one there, I've got to still get back in along that side where the fallen down wisteria has made it difficult. Snow peas. Better have one of those. That's last year's collard greens. Gonna whack that off today because I gotta plant some stuff in here today. Strawberries. Look down in there, you can see the red ones just coming on. They're not quite ready yet, but we've got a good crop this year. Jupiter's beard reseeds heavily, but the butterflies love it, so I put up with it. Janny doesn't like it. Wild geraniums in my pollinator garden and other things coming up. This is another mullein. Another iris, last of them. We don't remember what that one is. The name has been lost to history. Chickens picking at their grain and their morning serving of arugula. We'll go on into the blackberry patch just because why not? Into the deep dark jungle. You can see the blackberries are blooming. This patch, this is only the second year that we'll getting real growth. So we expect to get pretty big new vigorous canes coming up. There is one here you can see right there. And that'll get wound up and clipped off when it's about 10 feet long, and then they branch out, and that's what blooms and fruits the next year. So there's quite a few flowers and berries, probably about at least 10 times as many as last year. It's fantastic. Last time we were in this part, back in the wild woods, you remember this was all purple with money plant. Flowers are all gone. Seed heads are formed. Those will dry into those silvery yellow papery discs. There's a lot of them. Apparently people sell them to the dried flower trade. I might look into that a little bit for a little side hustle. We've had a lot of bird action lately, lots of babies fledging in the yard, learning to fly. We'll cut back through the wild woods, one of our little hangout spaces. There used to be a stone path here, but it's been overtaken by debris, years of neglect. There's only so much I can keep up on. Back to the yard. It's a lovely day in Utah. Let's everybody pray for some resolution to our angst and division in our world of separation. Wishing you the best. Have a good day.